How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to another video. I know it's been a few months since I last did a video, and I thought time to give you guys an update. I'm in Melbourne this weekend, so 1st of December today. Thought I'd run you through the collection and see what's happening, what's recovered, what's new. So I'll flip it over. Okay, I think last time I showed you a few of these plants. This is the Repotting marcot. Starting to push out some new growth there, so it should be doing well for the next few months. I've got this Plinia clausa grafted onto Sabara. Hasn't done anything since I was last here a few months ago, but at least it's not declining. So see how it goes by the end of summer. If there's no further growth, then I'll start to get concerned. A few new additions from this trip. So I've got a Mamia americana, also known as mummy apple or mame apple. This is a grafted one. Still got the graft tape on it. Probably leave it on there for a while. It's only a thin layer of it, so I don't think it should do too much harm if I just left the tape on for a few more months. Recently has had a flush, it seems, so yeah, it's doing alright. This is a freestone variety from what I've heard, which means that the seed doesn't adhere to the flesh inside when you open it up. And yeah, apparently this one comes from a guy named Danny in Queensland. Originates from him, from his tree. So that's one variety, and then I've got another one over here that's a marcot. Also self-fertile, and apparently also freestone. So I don't know if they're the same variety, but this one comes from apparently from a nursery called Helga's Nursery in Queensland as well. And just for any viewers that don't have a context of where I'm at the moment, so I currently live in Perth, but I've sent plants over to my mother's house in Melbourne, just to transition everything over to here because I'm planning to move over. I've just put my house on the market in Perth, so hopefully it sells in the next couple months and I can move over here. So yeah, I visit every few months just to see how my plants are going here, and just to, clean out any weeds or make any adjustments I need to do. So that's the sort of background information on that. So yeah, that's the two Mamia americanas. Yeah, not easy to get these plants, so yeah, quite fortunate in that sense. Another rare plant here is Puteria fossicola. This is grafted onto green sapote. I commissioned this to be grafted, so hopefully it's a little bit more cold tolerant than on a mame sapote rootstock or anything similar. This is quite an interesting tree. It has a similar form factor to mame sapote or green sapote, large leaves, but somewhat distinct. Like, you don't get this light veining on the mame, so it is a slight variation. The fruit though is a little bit different. It looks like basically like a sweet potato with mame seeds embedded in it. I will be posting some images to this video. The new growth as well, it looks a bit different to a green sapote or a mame. So you can see there, yeah, bit different. and yeah, I've just taken the grafting tape off because apparently this was grafted back in May, and it's now the 1st of December, so I think it's pretty safe to do that. See, approach grafted, and yeah, rootstock tried to grow out there. I've nipped it off, and yeah, it's obviously doing okay since it's pushed out new growth. So we'll see how that goes in a greenhouse environment. I mean, these are all going to be greenhouse specimens. I'm not going to be growing these outside for sure. And then this one we saw on the previous video. This is a Marcotte Cambuca. Plinia edulis, I believe. And yeah, this is of the larger Duke variety that originates from Hawaii. It's had some new, I think it's had some new growth since I was last year. It's starting to flush out again. So that's, it's a good sign that it's handling the conditions here a bit. I mean, we are at the start of summer, so that doesn't surprise me. Yeah, it was budding out looked like flower buds last time, but they haven't really done anything since I was last year. So, it's been a few months now, and those flowers haven't come out. So, don't know what's going on there, but maybe a viewer can chime in on that. Maybe it was just when it came here, it was still a bit too cold, and it's retarded that process of flowering. Who knows? So yep, another rare one to the collection, and probably another rare one would be this giant mulchi, Plinia inflata, I believe it's called. This one's about, I think, close to 4 years old. And yeah, just potted it up yesterday, repotted it. Yeah, the root ball was quite compressed in the previous pot. I know in Queensland it's hard to manage potting mix. Most potting mix in Queensland has to consist of some form of pumice, or I think it's called quincan. That forms a major part of the potting mix over there because it's so humid and so wet that your normal organic potting mixes just break down into mud in a short time. Also, the worms just consume it, and it just turns into worm castings basically in the pot and turns to mud. So unfortunately, if left in the pot for too long, even with the quincan material, it still breaks down a bit, compresses really hard, and in this case that's what happened with the giant mulchi. I had to basically cut the pot apart carefully with a Stanley knife. So I just did that, stripped it bit by bit, and because it just wouldn't come out. It was just rock solid in there like concrete. And then I used a hose to wash out the root ball to basically slowly wash away the built up mud. And then once the roots were free, I repotted it into I guess it's got pumice and other material in there. It's like a bit of a cacti mix with pumice and sand. I know, Plinias can be quite finicky if you don't have really good drainage. Even this one, the way it seems to have not liked its previous pot. Maybe, I don't know whether that's damage from being transported or in a box or not, but seems to be okay. Like, it's got new growth coming out there, and there, I think, yeah, there you go. So overall, these new arrivals have been doing good so far. Decided to move the avocados that were in the greenhouse tent to here because they really don't need to be in that humid environment. They should be fine out here. It's just a matter of relying on my mother to water them at least once a week. This secondo defoliated in the tent, which is another reason why I wanted to move it out. I just thought maybe it's just too humid and hot for these plants to be in there and they freak out. So this one will be fine. It's pushing some new leaves out now, so it should recover. So that's the secondo from Daly's. This one, I think it's the Linda grafted at the bottom there. This one is the Belmont from Perth that I sent over myself. This one is just a reed rootstock that was sent by accident. Was meant to be the Linda grafted and got sent the rootstock instead. I'll just give it a chance and see what comes of it. Probably won't fruit for a while, but I don't really care. And then recently got the new Jala variety sent over from Ross Creek. So that's flushing out now, doing alright. I actually got a second one, but I can't remember when it happened, but some insect basically ring-barked it all the way around quite severely. So that second one that was sent with this one looks like it's declining. So I'm not going to hold my breath on that one, but I'll just leave it in the garden, see if it does recover, but unlikely. Got the Daly's grafted lucuma here. Hasn't really done much since I was last here. It's okay, I guess. And yeah, unfortunately the green sapote that I sent over last time dropped all its leaves, unfortunately, but it's still a bit green at the base there. It might recover. Leaf out maybe, hopefully in the next couple months. This is another green sapote that, yeah, struggling, but see how it goes. Might just keep going with what we've got in the yard. Got the macadamia, I think it's called gyros, from a place in New South Wales maybe, that Daly's sells. Yeah, there you go, gyros. I've got two locusts, loquats, however you want to pronounce it, potato. This one's enormousy. As the name suggests, it's quite a large fruit. And then another one with large fruit called Herd's Mammoth. So yeah, they should be good in a few years' time to start fruiting. Carry on with the yard here. Yeah, here's the greenhouse tent. So on this visit I've actually put a shade cloth to protect from afternoon sun. Didn't go all the way across purely due to the width of the shade cloth. I just thought that should be enough to protect from the afternoon sun, which is up that part of the sky, so should be alright. I'll go into the tent shortly. I'll just go through what's outside first. So I've got my big collection here that, as expected, have all woken up. They're doing fine. And then we've got the lucuma seedlings here. I think snails are hitting the new growth a bit, so I need to possibly put snail pellets around, which I'll do today. You can see they're all having a go. I've got this older one here as well, which is still getting hit the same as the other ones, but it should be fine. And then I've got the piranha pines, or piranha pines, however you want to pronounce it. 5 of them, and they're all pushing new growth out too. A bit spiky. So yeah, everything's doing fine. go into the tent. I had to do a clean out here yesterday because it was just starting to get out of control with weeds and build up of dead leaves from what's fallen off from the last season. Overall, everything's mostly recovered as I expected, especially the Jaboticabas and Eugenias. So a lot of new growth. Literally, these were all sticks over winter. Like, they lost most of their leaves, but that was a part of, I guess, the transport shock. That most of them lost their leaves, and then the mix they were in wasn't that great. So again, I've repotted them all into this sort of pumice / cacti mix, and they seem to be doing great now. So shouldn't have any more issues with regards to root rot or things of that nature. I'd really like to go through the varieties here. It's just so many. I'll pick out a few. So this one's the watermelon, one of my biggest ones that I've grown from seed. It's got lots of new growth coming out there. I've got I think 3 watermelons. So all seedlings from Farwell Fruit Farm, which I think it's permanently closed now in Florida. It doesn't export or sell seeds anymore. So lucky I got in on that when the guy was still running his shop. What else do we have? I had a recent one that I got. It's probably one of the rarest ones that I've got is this Pulpa roxa, I think it's called, or alternatively Pulpa rosea. It's pushing out some new growth there. I did repot it yesterday. It's grafted onto Sabara, because I guess Sabara is more resilient rootstock. The mix it was in wasn't well draining, so there was a little bit of root rot on it. I could actually smell it when I was repotting it. So I think half the root ball had been affected by that. I'm gonna put some it's called anti-rot solution today before I go back to Perth. So that should hopefully kill off any of the actual fungi or whatever it is that causes the root rot, so it can recover. But this one's pretty cool variety. It has more of a reddish pinkish flesh inside as opposed to white with what most Jaboticabas have. So pretty excited for this one. What else do we have here? This one's a Villela A9. This one's from Steve. I've had a few, probably I think 2 or 3 from Steve. Most of these other ones I've grown from seed. This one was struggling in a really tiny pot. Hence I think why the leaves were starting to play up, but I've repotted it. That's the Donegal, it's called, another good variety, apparently one of the best. This one that's leafed out recently is Branca Mel. You can see it's like that Phitrantha, plenty of Phitrantha type of leaf structure. The Branca Mel is supposed to be the largest of the white type of Jaboticaba. Really looking forward to trying that one. Got a few other interesting ones. I think that's another Branca Mel as well. Got a few Rechtinger varieties here. I think that's one there. That's one there. Another one there. Also got a few of the that actually might be the Brunkamel, my mistake. I've also got another one called Valparaiso. So I've got two of them there side by side. Valparaiso it's a coronata type, so it takes a bit longer to fruit, I think 7 to 8 years. But this one's interesting. It is a larger fruit, and it's got quite a large crown on it, hence the coronata designation on the species name. Yeah, the crown's quite large on these. I'll try and flip a image of it on the screen there. Yeah, so got a few different varieties here. Also got the Puteria salicifolia, which is, yeah, it's pushed out some new flushing there. Got another one that's a bit smaller. It's also flushed out too, so that should be pretty good. Got the Eugenia anthropophaga. It's just flushed out. I think it dropped most of its leaves, what it had over winter. So this one's from Steve as well, a bit on the larger side. Yeah, should be fine. And then we got Eugenia minutifolia, which is also doing fine. Yeah, it's looking good. We've got a few Suriname cherries as well, a few Pitomba. Just trying to see which is a good Pitomba to pick out. I think this is one of the larger ones I've got. So again, this one's from Farwell Fruit Farm. At least I think 2.5 years old maybe. So it's got, I've got new growth there. So I think I've got half a dozen of these Pitomba from Farwell Fruit Farm. Lots of positive reviews on the fruit. So yeah, looking forward to that. Yeah, we got a few Ilama here. So that's Annona diversifolia. I think alternatively it's called, I think it's macrophilata, or I can't remember. But yeah, can see how the reason why it's usually referred to as diversifolia. You've got these initial leaves that come out that have fur on it, and I think from what I've read is that these initial leaves that are round with the fur along the edges, they're meant to act like a barrier to some insects from its native habitat in Central America. I think that's why what they act as, just to protect the new leaf growth as it comes out. Yeah, interesting. Don't know what it could protect against in Australia, but I think from the native range, that's its function. Pretty cool. Yeah, I like how the new growth is like a dark purple, which usually indicates what the fruit colour will be like as well. I've got another one over here this one I grew from seed, same as that from the same batch. These ones aren't as dark as it grows out. Of course you're going to get variation from seedlings. So over winter these were pretty much sticks, as you usually get, especially in a colder climate. And then this one I got this past week from a guy named Alex, who also sent me the Mummy Americanas and a few other things. This is called Red Coatepec, it's called. So this is this originates from that variety, I think in Guatemala. Seed provided by a guy named Raul on the Facebook pages. I'm sure a few of you have probably seen him lurking around selling seeds. So yeah, this one's flushing out too. You can see it's got that tinge to the there you go, that purple tinge to the leaf structure. So yeah, exciting stuff. Over here I've got, so this is the Pace Mame, which yeah, on the last view is about that tall, and then it's lost all its leaves, and then it's recovered. Seedlings pretty good like that, usually recovering, so that would be fine. And then I've got 4 other mames. So these two and these two, they're from they're seedlings of a variety called Viejo, which I think translates to old man in Spanish. Or old, I don't know, but it's supposed to be a dwarfing variety, smaller fruit, the size of a green sapote. Well, apparently the most cold tolerant variety of Mame sapote. So yeah, see how that goes. So they were from the same batch that I got the paste from. This tree in particular was the only paste that survived from all the seeds I got. Because yeah, even after 2 weeks or 3 weeks in post, they just deteriorate really quick. So yeah, hopefully they go alright over the next few months. And then these two are seedlings of Puteria multiflora supreme variety. Again, another 2 from Alex. He was kind enough to include me with the importation of seeds and then actually grow them for me over the past year. So then he's gone about sending those to me now. And then I got these 2 as well, with the same sort of arrangement. Puteria SP acre. So yeah, another cool variety. I'll put images of both up on the screen for you for that. Another one he sent over was this Kona grafted to Lucuma. So usually Dailies, Dailies sells this as either a Canistel or Lucuma hybrid. More on the Canistel side, I guess. And they usually will graft Canistel, or use Canistel as the root stock. Been fortunate to get Lucuma, so it's a bit more cold hardy. So yeah, see how it goes in Melbourne. Yeah, I've got my 2 Chrysophyllum imperial trees here, grown from seed. Doing fine. I mean, this literally grows in the Melbourne Botanical Gardens and Sydney Botanical Gardens, so yeah, I could start to leave these out as it cools down again this coming year, which I might do. They should be fine outside. And yeah, I don't know what happened with these. Geez, what are they called? They're a Eugenia, I forgot the name of it. I'll flip it on the screen when I remember. Yeah, they freaked out and recovering, so they should be fine. Didn't want to trim them back too much because they might start branching out as they're doing right there, so I'll just leave them, and next time, once it's recovered, I'll trim it, whatever doesn't recover. Got Canistel seedlings of the Bruno variety coming up now, starting to come up as it warms up more and more. So yeah, they should be fine. There you go. This is from fruit that I tried. Really good fruit, by the way. If you can get Bruno, highly recommend it. Another Alama that's recovering as well. These are from Chuchito, some red variety. I can't remember what it was. I think red magenta, possibly. So yeah, another cool variety. Yeah, a few others here. I've got my Puteria venosa. So yeah, that's flushing out recently. That should be fine. Got the Eugenia Cereja, or Cereja, however you want to pronounce it. That's doing fine as well. Looking a little bit chloritic. I might have to. Well, I've put some black marble on it, pellets. Hopefully that can help it go back a bit more green. Might give it a bit of sea salt. See how I go. Green white sapote. I think that's rainbow variety. I don't know what happened there. It's dropped all its leaves, recovering now. Same as this Chris variety. That, yeah. Look, being in Melbourne, I'm sure it'll be okay. Start coming out soon enough. And I've got a few mangoes over here. A few of the lemon zests, orange sherbets, and sweet tarts, and all that stuff. All those Florida ones. So they're doing fine. I had a couple die on me, the Himsagar and Chauncey. They were really, to begin with, they were pretty small and spindly, so it doesn't surprise me. You know, I'm not here to look after stuff most of the time. This is a set and forget operation here, unfortunately. So, you know, considering that I'm only here every few months, I've got the irrigation on this stuff, you know, literally that's what's keeping it all alive on a tap timer. Yeah, so considering that, you know, it's pretty good that it's gone even this far. So I'm pretty happy. You know, I expected some to die along the way, which of course happened. And you know, we've got the shade cloth now, so they should do well over summer with that, blocking out that afternoon sun. So yeah, see how it goes. Thanks for watching, guys, and hopefully I can make another video soon. I might do one of the my place back in Perth. I've planted out a few things there, so I might do one over the next few weeks, showing how that's going. Alright, till next time, see ya.